Hi all, welcome back. So I'm here with yet another video, and the topic of discussion is decoding of cyclic codes. Yet another important topic from the subject information theory and coding. And for you to understand this video, I think you should have a basic knowledge regarding the decoding scheme for the linear block codes. Okay. So here you can see a complete decoder scheme for the linear block codes, which mainly consists of three steps. That is, first of all, we know when we have a received vector at the receiver side, we compute the syndrome using the received vector, and from the syndrome we detect or we compute the error pattern. And once you get the error pattern, you add this error pattern. Modulo 2 adders are used to add this error pattern to the received vector to obtain your corrected code word. So basically we have three steps, that is to calculate the syndrome, compute the error pattern, and then to add this error pattern to the received vector in order to obtain your corrected code vector. And we know when it comes to cyclic codes, how we compute the syndrome. It's I think you should already know all these things, like how we compute the syndrome for the received vector. From the received vector, it's just by taking r of x by g of x and then taking the remainder, we can find out the syndrome. So generally speaking, these are the steps what we are going to implement for the decoding of the cyclic codes. But when it comes to hardware circuit for this execution of this decoding, that is to detect and correct the error, we normally use some combinational logic circuits. We know a combination of shift registers to compute the syndrome. Again, if you want to store the store the received vector, we need to use the buffer registers, and all these things are being implemented using a hardware logic. And this hardware for decoding of cyclic codes, we normally refer it to as the Megit decoder. So this is the complete hardware setup for decoding of your cyclic code, and you call it as a Megit decoder. Okay, Megit decoder, there is Megit decoder 1 and you have Megit decoder 2. In this video, I'll be discussing Megit decoder 1. Okay. Now you can see this combinational logic circuit, it has three different sections. Like you have a buffer register, then you have a syndrome register, an error pattern detection circuit. And since we have some division circuits, some shifting operations, so you're using a number of gates throughout the circuit. And finally, to add up your received vector with the error pattern, you have a modulo 2 adder. Okay, buffer register, syndrome register, error pattern detection circuit, and the final modulo 2 adder to add your received vector with this error pattern. Okay, now you can see this is Megit decoder 1 because you are giving your received vector from the left end. You can see you're giving your received vector from the left end. So this is Megit decoder 1. Now if it's Megit decoder 2, you'll be giving the received vector from the right end. But I'll be discussing only Megit decoder 1 because both are somewhat similar. Now, let's see the function of each of these registers. As you can see, buffer register, it is used to store your received vector. You can see the received vector is given simultaneously to your buffer register as well as it is given to your syndrome register. Okay, so received vector, it's given to the buffer register which will store the which will store the received vector. And at the same time, the received vector, it's also given to the syndrome register which will calculate the syndrome. Okay, now the syndrome calculated will be given to the error pattern detection circuit. The error pattern detection circuit can be any combinational logic circuit which depends upon our design actually. Okay, we can take an example and see how this is being implemented and then you can see the error pattern coming out from this circuit. It's just a single bit. Means it can be either 1 or it can be a 0 depending upon whether there is an error or not. Okay, so we can see the working, and this error pattern will be added to the corrected code word, the received code word, to get the corrected code word. So here your EI, it can be either a 1 or it can be a 0 depending on whether you have an error or not. So we normally know that if there is if the syndrome matches to the error pattern or to the that is normally if the received code vector is same as that of the transmitted code vector, the syndrome will be 0. In the other case, you can expect the syndrome to be something else, and from that syndrome we have to obtain the error pattern. Okay, so next we can see this with an example. Let's take a simple example of a 7/4 cyclic code with g of x given by 1 plus x cube. Okay, and you are given the received vector r, which is equal to the transmitted code word is v and the received code word is given by your r, and you can very clearly see that you have an error in the third bit, right? Because we have transmitted 1001011 and the received vector is having an error in this particular bit, that is your third bit. Okay, and we know the method to compute the syndrome, that is we can compute the syndrome by taking you can divide r of x by g of x and your remainder polynomial will be your s of x. Okay, this is already being computed. I am not again doing the division here. For this v and for this r, we have s is equal to 0, 0, 1. Okay, so for this example, this is your Megit decoder setup. This is your complete Megit decoder setup, and as we have seen in the general diagram, we have the buffer register, we have the syndrome computation circuit for 1 plus x cube. This is the syndrome computation circuit, and this is your combinational logic circuit. Okay, that is for computing the error. You have this particular circuit and you will get the error E, which is equal to 1 or it can be equal to 0, as I told you earlier. Now let's see how this is working. So initially we will be giving this R into the buffer register as well as the syndrome computation circuit. Okay, so this is the R which we are going to give to the Megit decoder circuit, and with this R we know this is the S what the syndrome computation circuit is going to generate. Okay, so once you give this R to the circuit, that is R will be given simultaneously to the buffer register and it will be given to the syndrome computation circuit also. Okay, so the syndrome computation circuit will compute 0, 0, 1 here. Okay, so it's very clear that your AND gate here, it will produce what? A 0. Okay, so this 0 is being propagating to this adder and nothing is happening, that is a 0 is being added to your buffer register. So you can see what is happening here, that is initially this is the initial step. This is initial step, that is we are giving the received vector to the buffer register as well as the syndrome computation circuit, and it will produce the syndrome 0, 0, 1. In that time your error pattern E is equal to 0. Okay, then what you're going to do is you will shift the received vector a 1 bit, a cyclic shift of the received vector. Okay, so a cyclic shift of the received vector. So this is the first cyclic shift of your R, that is this bit goes to this position and this one will be shifted to this position. Okay, so total we have 7 bits. So we have to bring all of these bits outside of the register to your R-X to obtain your R-X. At the same time, we have to correct this third bit also. That is what is going to happen in this error correction and detection, right? We have to get each of these bits as output of the decoder circuit. At the same time, you have to get this third bit corrected because your error is in the third bit. So with the first received vector, that is with the original received vector, you compute the syndrome and there is no error. Then in the next cycle, what you are doing is you will shift the received vector. This shifted received vector will be given to the buffer register and it will be given to the syndrome computation circuit. Okay, then the syndrome computation circuit will compute the syndrome. Its value is 110. Again with the 110, that is if you are having a 1, 1, 0 here, again you can note that the output E from this AND gate will be 0. Okay, in that case we are again going to shift. Okay, so at each time of the shift you are also letting this particular bit from the register out of the buffer register. You're taking this last bit out of the register. So in the first case you got 1, in the second shift you will get this 1. Now again, since your error is 0, you are again shifting, right? You're taking the second shift. So this was your first shift, this is your second shift. Okay, now with the second shift you are again computing the syndrome and you're getting a value 0 1 1, and you can see with 0 1 1 again here your error pattern E is 0. Okay, so again your E is 0, so again you will perform a shift, and at this time you will be having a 0 here. Okay, so now again when you shift you get this particular pattern. With this pattern this is the syndrome, and with that syndrome again 1 1 here you can see E will be 0. Okay, then again you are performing a shift, so here you will get this bit as the output from the buffer register. Okay, now when you give this particular when you give this particular pattern, so you have your third shift here and this is your fourth shift. So with your fourth shift, when you get this particular pattern, your syndrome computed is 1 0 1. With 1 0 1 here, you will get E is equal to 1. Okay, so your E is equal to 1 here. Okay, so when E is equal to 1, we can know that this 1 will be added to this particular bit. So it becomes what? 0. So what is happening is at this particular cycle, this 1 is getting added to this bit, right? So what is happening? 1 plus 1, it becomes 0, right? So that 0 is being outed from the shift register. Okay, and in the next stage again, we have to get all of these bits outside the register. So again we have to perform a 3 more shift. Okay, so in the next shift what is happening is, in the fifth shift what will happen, the 0 what we got will be shifted here. Okay, so now you will get this 0 out of your register. Okay, then finally again no more addition, no more you need to check the error pattern, detection circuit and the syndrome. Now just mere shifting will be happening. Now in the next shift you will get this particular 1. Okay, so after your 6th shift, with final 7th shift, you will get the your transmitted vector in the buffer register. You can see this was the transmitted register V is equal to 1011, that will be obtained in the buffer register. Okay, and at the same time we also get these 1011 out from the buffer register. So what is happening here? Your error was in the third bit. So this error you need to correct. So in order to correct this bit, what you're doing is you are shifting your received vector, and each time when you shift you are computing the syndrome, and finally when this third bit reaches this particular position of the buffer register, it gets corrected. Okay, so whichever bit is having the error, once it reaches this position it will be corrected. Okay, and after being corrected we need to get all the bits outside, or the buffer register should be in such a way that it should contain all the bits transmitted vector in the correct order. So for that we are taking the number of shifts needed. So after the complete 7 shift you will have the bits ready, you will be having the transmitted code vector ready. So this is how your Megit decoder is working. Okay, and the complete reference for this Megit decoder is from the textbook Error Control Coding by Shulin. So you can refer to the textbook, and I did not find a better explanation in any other textbooks. If you have any, you can suggest me. I think Shulin is the better one for this topic. So you can watch the video and let me know your suggestions. Thank you.